You are specially welcome to this segment of the program. Inuagata no Sahai is still my name. And I'm so happy to come and make your day a premium value one. And I'm handling a very special topic for a special set of people this morning. And these are retirees and would-be retirees. This morning, the subject of my conversation with you is making your retirement a blessing. Making your retirement a blessing. You know, retirement is often a jarring, an unsettling experience for most retirees because of, so many disruptions that comes with it. You see so many people that are retired, they become seriously unsettled, they become disturbed, they go through a lot of psychological upheavals, and, it's not a very funny experience for most retirees. And there are some people, they are about to retire now, and they are becoming very disturbed. They are wondering what becomes of them, in this unending vacation that they are about to go into. Retirement years is like an unending vacation. You are just there, and you are wondering when is it going to end. Actually, it doesn't end until that individual's life actually wraps up here on planet Earth. So we are looking at making your retirement a blessing. Now, some of the disruptions, that people experience in retirement, is what we are going to look at this morning. And then as time permits, we will now look at, ways that you can indeed make that retirement experience a blessing. If we are not able to wrap it up today, to next week, Wednesday, we equally continue. Now, one serious retirement disruption that many retirees experience is routine disruption. Very difficult to adjust to. Routine disruption. A situation whereby, you normally wake up in the morning, you get yourself ready, you knot your tie, you put on your jacket, and then you just run to work. You are active, you are busy, and you return in the evening, after close of work to also prepare for the next day again. But now you are retired, a state of unending vacation. You wake up, you are wondering, what has become of me, or what am I going to do with my time, and all that. Unending vacation situation, it becomes very boring, and that boring experience becomes something very difficult to adjust to. Remember, just like I said just now, normally you just wake up, you run to work, you are active, you are productive, you are busy. Now, there is no place to go. There is serious routine disruption that retirement brings into the conversation. And this routine disruption can now lead to physical and health disruption, physical and mental health disruption, because you no longer engage your cognitive ability, you no longer engage your physical potentials to move around to do the job you do in the public service and the civil service. You no longer bring in that intellectual ability to deliver value. You are now more sedentary. This can lead to physical health challenges. It can lead to diabetes. It can lead to high blood pressure. And so many other health challenges that are associated with sedentary lifestyle. Then your mental capacity is now underutilized. That is also a disruption of its own. So it leads to physical and mental health disruption. Another disruption is identity disruption. Most of us derive our sense of meaning from our work. We derive our sense of purpose from our work. And when that is not there, it's like that sense of meaning, that sense of purpose is no longer there. Identity disruption. Another disruption is relationship and family disruption. When you retire, people you work with in the public service or in the civil service, that you normally hang around with, they are still in service, their life move on, they move on with their life. You are now alone. There's relationship disruption. There's also family disruption, because it is when most people are retiring from the public service, that is when their children are getting married and relocating, leaving the house. Some of them, their children are getting admission into the higher institution, and they are now alone in the house. What a serious disruption. And that is not easy to go by. It is not easy to cope with. There is even pension tension, another form of disruption. There are so many, but I just want to quickly mention these 5 this morning, which is routine disruption, physical and mental health disruption, identity disruption, relationship and family disruption, even pension disruption. In the pension tension, in the Nigerian environment, You know, there is always this delay in payment of pension and gratuity. You know, some people will have to wait for months and sometimes years. This affects their financial equation, and at the end of the day, it even result to so many other form of disruption, even accommodation disruption. You no longer stay in the government quarters. You now need to leave because you are retired. There is no legal reason for you to be there anymore, and then you can't afford that kind of quality of accommodation. You need to now go for less accommodation with less amenities and all that. So many forms of disruption. That is why from the very beginning of the conversation I said it's often a jarring and unsettling experience. I'm talking about retirement. That is what it is. And so this morning the subject of the conversation is making your retirement a blessing. Now, the best way for you to make your retirement a blessing, listen, the best way as a retiree, and you are also about to retire, the best way to make your retirement a blessing and be able to manage some of this disruption, if not all the disruptions I just talked about, is for you to reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself. Now, what does it mean to reinvent yourself? To reinvent yourself means to present yourself in a new way. To reinvent yourself means to present yourself in a new way. Listen to this as a retiree, or if you're about to retire. Retirement from public service is not retirement from life service. Write that down. Type that in your notepad, in your phone, in your system. Retirement from public service is not retirement from life service. Retirement is not the end of your life. So, it's also very important you understand that you are not too young. You are not too old to reinvent yourself. Reinvent yourself means to present yourself in a new way. Reinvent yourself means to begin to envision a new future. Don't allow that 65 years retirement age be a hindrance to your reinventing yourself, to your envisioning a new future. I remember Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was after retiring from the army that he founded KFC. And today, KFC is a global brand. So reinvent yourself. Don't just sit down, because if you sit down, those disruptions I mentioned just now, they are going to affect you, especially the physical and mental health disruption. Where your body is no longer, your blood is no longer circulating well, you start having cardiac issue, blood pressure issue, diabetes issue. You need to be active. Reinvent yourself, present yourself in a new way, envision a new future. And as time will permit me this morning, one of the ways you can reinvent yourself as a retiree is to reinvent yourself as a consultant. Leverage on your wealth of knowledge and wealth of experience to reinvent yourself as a consultant. Reinvent yourself as a counselor. You have that treasure chest of knowledge, that treasure chest of experience. Begin to reinvent yourself as a consultant. Register a consulting firm. Become a counselor to the next generation. Those wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, people will pay for it. Time will fail me to dig into that. Also reinvent yourself as a trainer. Register with the Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, NITAD, and then those wealth of experience, start doing workshop, seminars, on this matter. This is just so important. Reinvent yourself as a trainer. Also, you can also reinvent yourself as a writer and even a blogger. That 20 years experience in the public service, that 35 years experience in the public service is a book waiting to be written. Yes, those are books waiting to be written. Those in service want to have something documented from your years of experience. Even if you can't do it in a printed format, do it as an e-book. Reinvent yourself as a writer and as a blogger. Time is never enough on this segment for us to dig into that. You can also reinvent yourself as a daycare provider, especially the women retirees. Reinvent yourself as a daycare provider. Get into activities that will make you active. That will put tax your cognitive ability. Bring out your intellectual ability again and again. And old age will just be by the wayside. You understand? Now, your past will not mind if, as you continue to reinvent yourself. In short, your past will celebrate it. This is so important. Reinvent yourself as a farmer. So much to go into in agriculture. There is an agro-allied aspect of it. There is a value chain aspect of it. So much more to do. Reinvent yourself even as a retail business owner, as a supermarket owner, as you are giving that gratuity, have a business vision, you can use it to start. I haven't done a lot of research in that regard. Reinvent yourself in volunteering. Reinvent yourself in volunteer for NGOs. Just make sure that, you are not doing all this reinvention primarily for money. You are doing it to believe for life. You are doing it for living. You are doing it to be alive, because most likely your pension is there, your gratuity is there. You actually get money for your upkeep. Now, as you do these things also to keep yourself alive, to keep yourself active, your money will also be coming from it. The money is never enough. Even the billionaires are still, trying to make more money. It's never enough. That is also an addition. But the primary focus is to make sure that you keep yourself alive. You keep yourself active. Because we have seen cases in our environment. We see them every day. A man that is so active, a woman that is so active. And 6 months, 1 year after retirement, my God, the person becomes a shadow of him or herself. It becomes a very sad story. You will be wondering, was this man with NNPC? Was this man with immigration? Was this man in the army? Was this man with central bank? You are wondering. Now, the problem is lack of self-reinvention. This is so important. I believe that lots of value have been added to you today, especially as a retiree and would-be retiree. What you are going to do, my phone numbers have been on the screen, since this conversation started. Just reach out to me, 080-6686-5060. The second one is there as well, 080-529-29120. I'll take the number just one more time, 080-6686-5060, 080-529-29120. The subject has been making your retirement a blessing. I will most likely, revisit this topic when I come next Wednesday. And when I come, my name will still remain the amiable Inuagata Nosahai. Thank you.